right, guys, welcome back to another video. We are going to start off here with a very interesting development as to what are the top selling games on the PlayStation. And you would think PlayStation 5, PS4, and other generations are known for their first party content. And there's always that argument that people only buy PlayStation for first party, which is not true. Most people don't buy PlayStation consoles for first party. And we're getting some more proof here that this is the case, that other platforms titles are actually selling more than PlayStation titles are selling, at least today. But before we jump into this, if you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I do make daily gaming news content, so if you do like that, you'll enjoy the channel, you'll enjoy the content I do put out. Hit the subscribe. And if you like Spotify, you want to listen on Spotify, make sure to check out the link to my Spotify in the description. But here it is. And I mean, this is kind of showing, I would say, why Xbox, for the first part, wants to kind of put more games onto the PlayStation platform, because they know that there are gamers there that will play them and will buy them and want to spend the money on those games. And we're seeing this here, as it says Microsoft has more bestsellers on PlayStation Store than Sony does. Now, it goes down here and gives a breakdown of exactly what this is, but there is some caveats here if you want, I guess, the full context as to what is going on here. This article here from Tweakdown says, before we look at the data, I have to bring up some very important context notes. PlayStation Store rankings change on a daily basis, and the info provided below only reflects the current standing. So this could literally change while you're watching this video. It could change the next day, but as of right now, it is what it is. It says listings are based on the region, will be different depending on which country or region you live in. The bestsellers list includes free-to-play games like Fortnite and even updates to Overwatch 2, and price fluctuates and discounted games will often top the list and or be included. Now, with that being out of the way, if we look at the PlayStation Store on the PS5 console, as of April 18th, 2024, Microsoft has 7 out of the top 25 best-selling games on the PlayStation Store. And you're wondering which games? It includes 2 Fallout games, so Fallout 4 at number 16, Fallout 76 at number 20, which I think that huge jump in player counts has gotten people want to go out and play these games because of the TV show, which has just had an incredible effect on getting Fallout back into the headlines and getting the games with people jumping back into it. Then you have Call of Duty at number 2, which Call of Duty is always going to be in the top games on every platform that it is on, so that is not surprising whatsoever. You got Overwatch 2 at number 7, and Minecraft at 19, and then 2 separate games that recently broke exclusivity. Sea of Thieves is at number 12, and Grounded is at number 23. So 2 of those games that Xbox were using, I guess you could say, as a tester to see how they would perform on the PlayStation platform are doing quite well in the top 25 in the PlayStation Store. So that's pretty impressive. 7 Xbox games here in the top 25. And you compare that to PlayStation, where they have 5 games, and 3 of those games are actually second party games because they're published by PlayStation, by Sony Interactive Entertainment, but developed by a studio that isn't a first party PlayStation studio. Those 5 games from PlayStation are MLB The Show, and Destiny 2 from first party, and then from, I guess, second party, if that's how you want to label it, you got Helldivers 2, you have Stellar Blade, and you have Rise of the Ronin. So overall, out of the top 25 games in the PlayStation Store, Xbox is selling more than PlayStation games. Now, obviously, PlayStation doesn't have a big first-party hitter this year that is coming out, so it'll be interesting to see how these numbers compare next year if they have a couple of major first-party games that do launch, if Xbox games are still going to be able to keep up and stay within the top 25. Definitely a game like Call of Duty will be able to, but like Fallout 76, which has gotten that huge boost from the TV show, will that be still selling well and still being played by a lot of people in about a year from now? That stuff will be interesting to track. But overall, this really does show and point to the Xbox strategy, the Microsoft strategy, and kind of what they were thinking about here when trying to put more games on to the PlayStation platform, specifically with Grounded and Sea of Thieves. They are seeing the types of games that PlayStation players want to pick up and play, and the top selling games are multiplayer games as a service style game. So they're probably there thinking, if we release these on PlayStation, although they already have a nice large player base where they're currently at, we're going to make even more money off of this game and increase that return on investment for these games as a service games. And I feel like this type of stuff is going to be their measuring stick as to how they continue to release games on the PlayStation platform going forward into the future. I feel like it will just be a lot of multiplayer and games as a service stuff, as we don't really see a game like Pentiment doing very well versus the Grounded and the Sea of Thieves. But PlayStation, the gamers are playing Xbox games right now. And that is an interesting thing to see, completely a shift in the gaming industry from the older generations, where now it's all about getting people to play your games no matter where they are. And we are even starting to see PlayStation even more follow Xbox in the strategy and how they expand out their ecosystem, where we did see the overlay for PlayStation PC with Ghost of Tsushima bringing over trophies and your friends and the party chat stuff over to the PC platform, which I think is a great thing. Happy to see that happening. And it kind of goes that way. You have one company taking that chance, testing out to see if this new strategy is going to work. And if it is working, you will see the other platform holders follow. Generally, it is Xbox, in my opinion, taking those bigger risks. So now PlayStation is following, and it looks like they may be following as well with something else for the next generation of consoles, or you could say just kind of continuing from what they've done previously, which is creating a handheld, because PlayStation has had the PSP and the PlayStation Vita, then they put out the PS Portal, but now we are hearing this. And this is coming out after all of the rumors about the Xbox handheld. And again, this is from Icon Era. So, I mean, take this with a major grain of salt. You don't know if this is actually true or not, but I generally look at the rumors from Icon Era and I kind of just brush them off and wait for full confirmation. But then on the other hand, I think about this would make sense. And PlayStation has been kind of doing a lot of things that Xbox has been thinking about doing in the future. So I wouldn't be surprised if this happens as well. And this says PlayStation 6 will have a handheld version and the contracts are already signed at AMD. It makes complete sense for PlayStation to do this with the PlayStation 6, especially if they are now very much committed to expanding their ecosystem to get to a broader range of people and to have people playing PlayStation games on more than just the PlayStation at-home console. This makes a ton of sense, just as much as it makes a ton of sense for the Xbox side of things. They're both basically going to be going into the same direction when it comes to that ecosystem. And PlayStation has that experience, like I said, with the PSP and the PlayStation Vita. So if they are putting out a handheld for the PS6, I will be all for that. And hopefully they have that custom PlayStation console UI on that handheld. And next generation may be more of a competition between the handhelds from the major players versus the actual at-home consoles, which is a crazy thing to think about, because we used to have the handheld competition, but that was kind of a secondary market compared to the console market. But it looks like with the launch of these PC handhelds that a lot of people have really enjoyed and bought up, it is shifting the industry where now you're getting to play AAA games on the go. And that seems like the experience that people are interested in for the future. So we may be having the PlayStation 6 handheld versus the Xbox 720 Series X2, whatever they're going to call it, handheld, as the main competition for the console wars. And the actual at-home consoles are going to maybe be that secondary experience, because if you look at anything like the Nintendo Switch, most people played their games in the handheld versions. Then you also have the Nintendo Switch 2 jumping in to that war. So very interesting stuff here for the future of gaming. I'm excited to see if this does come true, and I'm excited to see the official announcements in the next few years about these handhelds, and then comparing the difference between them if they both do release that. So some cool stuff going on here in the gaming industry. Now let's jump over here. Let's talk about Starfield and Fallout. First of all, Starfield, people are waiting on updates for Starfield, especially the expansion that they are working on. And Todd Howard says that they will be announcing updates to Starfield soon. This is what he says. We're doing a lot of Starfield work as well. So we have some really good updates that are going to get announced soon for the game. So a lot going on here. And this comes from an interview here with IGN. Now, I'm not surprised about this, because I'm guessing we're going to hear something about Starfield at the Xbox showcase this summer. Maybe it has to do with the expansion DLC that they are going to be releasing. It would make complete sense for them to at least show off some of that at the summer showcase. So I would keep your ears open for some more Starfield news as we move into the summer. And then when it comes to Fallout 5, people are wondering why it's taking so long for Fallout 5. Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's taking long because they've been working on Starfield. Now they're working on Elder Scrolls 6. Fallout 5 seems like it is going to be a long ways away. And we have some weigh in here from the studio design director at Bethesda Games, Emil Pagliarulo, saying this: at the end of the day, though, it always comes down to the most important resource of all, people. As with any dev team, we have talented folks who need time to make great stuff, so we can't do everything at once. And he's basically talking about how all of the different projects that are going on here at Bethesda pushes Fallout 5 further down the line. And so I don't think we're going to be seeing Fallout 5 for very long, but that's why the TV show coming out and getting more people to be held over with games like Fallout 76 and playing Fallout 4 again, and they got the next gen update for Fallout 4 coming out, is very important for the Fallout series and for the Fallout fans. It says here that it boils down to time and resources before Bethesda Game Studios can develop Fallout 5. It has to finish up Starfield, which means publishing everything lined up for the game that fans are waiting for, like Shattered Space. Then the team needs to work on Elder Scrolls 6, which was teased years ago and hasn't had any updates since. So as I've said, Fallout 5, we're going to be waiting a very long time for that. All right, and let's jump over here and let's talk Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is showing up here as cloud gaming compatible, which would probably signal that there is going to be some big announcements coming soon for some more ABK games, specifically the Call of Duty series dropping into Xbox Game Pass. It says here, as posted over on Reddit, 2015's Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has been spotted on Xbox Cloud Gaming. The Reddit user says that if you try and play the title through Cloud Gaming, it doesn't work. The game freezes on boot up and returns you to the store page. But that being in there is either just a major error and it shouldn't be there, or the more likely scenario is that they are getting geared up to have you be able to play these games via Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and be able to play them on the cloud along with the native version of the game itself. So that's very cool. And I'm expecting a nice announcement for Call of Duty games going into Xbox Game Pass at this year's summer showcase, or at least more ABK games coming over, whether that is something like the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which we also saw showing up, that kind of hinting towards the fact that they are going to be launching that into Xbox Game Pass as well. So lots to be excited for here when it comes to the future of Xbox and the games that will be coming out. And then finally, just a couple of things here. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was officially revealed. So if you are a fan of that game, they put out a trailer and you can go check that out. Here's what they say. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a thrilling action RPG set amid the chaos of a civil war in the 15th century Bohemia. And then it says you are Henry of Skalitz, an ordinary man doing extraordinary things, caught in a gripping tale of revenge, betrayal, and discovery as he embarks on his epic journey from a humble blacksmith forge to the court of kings as he searches for purpose in this beautiful but brutal medieval world. He says, what we are making now is what is supposed to be in the beginning, but we weren't able to do it because we didn't have enough resources or experiences. So if you played the first game, you thought things were missing, apparently Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to have everything that they originally wanted for that game here in this sequel. It says, now we can take it to another level, which we always wanted. The game is much bigger in scope. The original game, we had 3 hours of cutscenes. Now we have more than 5. Regarding the size of the world, it's 2 times bigger than it was. So you have a trailer, you have some screenshots of it. You can go and check out Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and it will be officially launching in 2024 on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series XS, and the PC. And I'm guessing we will get the official exact release date sometime this summer at a games showcase. And finally, to end things off here, there is a classic Xbox 360 game that is being re-released on May 14th with a bunch of new content. That is Braid Anniversary Edition. So if you've played the first one, you're wondering if you'll be able to jump back into it with a new version, you now will be able to, and it will be coming on May 14th. It will be released on PC, PlayStation, Switch, and Netflix on May 14th. And the Xbox edition is set to release a day later on May 15th. And the new content will include 14 commentary index levels, 13 new full puzzle levels, and 12 alternate designs for original levels. The Anniversary Edition will also include improved sound, hand repainted graphics for a new generation, smoother animation, and the ability to swap between classic and remastered versions. I always love that when they bring those to these anniversary games. If you remember things like Halo Anniversary, where you have the old graphics and the new graphics, and just with a switch of a button or a click of a button, you can go back and forth between the two and kind of compare just the leaps and bounds the game has taken with the remaster of it. So pretty cool. If you ever played this game back on the Xbox 360, now you're going to get this anniversary edition with re-release with a bunch of new content. So I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
We'll be right back.